women in motorsport. I mean, it's a subject that Briatore, the boss of Benetton, of course, is always trying to bring a bit of glamour to the pit lane.
Yeah.
I saw a stunning-looking lady being photographed with the, with I think one of the Jordans, one of the Benson Hedges Jordans cars. I mean, why not more of it? I mean, let's not. Come on, we're getting too politically correct, aren't we? You know, it's predominantly a male sport.
Yes.
I don't have any objection. I am not offended when I see blokes, semi-naked blokes. There's that advert on the TV, you know, where the guy comes in and takes his shirt off and drinks a cold can of drink and all the secretaries lust after him. If it's all right for the girls to do that with the blokes, why can't it be the other way around? I don't understand it.
Well, I must say, I really think that motor racing does need a female attraction around.
Yeah.
I also feel there are some ladies who are not necessarily competent to do Formula One, but certainly competent to do the lower echelons of racing. And in fact, we do see them. But racing, the thing you've got to remember, we've come forward a long way, because in the earlier days, in fact, when I was racing, women were not allowed in the pits at all at Indy.
You're joking.
I mean, no, I'm not. They were not allowed. There was no crumpet in the pits at all. Now, I don't even think the wives of drivers were allowed in there. I mean, it was like that bad, seriously.
And what was the reason for that?
I don't know. I really don't know why it was. Because over here, girls and wives and what have you do a tremendous service. They take the lap
I'm sure they
times and all
do.
that sort of thing. No, but you've got to keep the thing running nice and smoothly.
Keep the boys happy
Yes,
back in the garage.
Exactly.
No, but seriously, I mean, if your wife is there and she's and she's a calming influence on you, and it makes you feel more comfortable, yeah, why not? It's maybe
well,
little...
in Indy, certainly they could not. That I can assure you.
Right.
There are no women there in the pits at all.
Now, you suggest there that you don't think, I'm not sure you actually went as far as saying this, but you hesitated when it came to the prospect of women actually driving Formula One cars.
Oh, I think if a woman is good enough to do it, I think certainly she should.
But is she? Is there anybody?
I reckon there could be.
Yeah.
I mean, there had been that Lynn St. John, for instance, at Indianapolis, who qualified faster than Nigel, if you remember.
I also saw it cause a huge accident a year or so ago, which I think ended the career of Danny Sullivan or somebody.
Really?
That seemed like it was her fault. But
yes,
not
but
that we're passing judgment.
Yeah, but listen, we've seen a lot of fairly high up Formula One drivers cause accidents too.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, Eddie, who drove so well, for instance, in Argentina, no doubt he did a terrific race. Eddie Irvine, yeah. And he did a great race in Argentina, I must say. He really did. He deserved to be second, and so on. But we've seen him do some pretty stupid things before now.
Sure. Do you think that there is any physical drawback, for want of a better word, for a woman in driving a Formula One car?
No, I think
has she got the strength to do it?
Of course, a woman can have the stamina, the strength. I think the one thing probably that is most difficult for them is the mental strength of the strain, the mental strain rather than the physical.
Of course, a lot of women would argue they're stronger than blokes in that department.
No, I think women can stand pain better than men.
Really?
Oh yes, I do. I think
is this
women.
personal experience you're talking from still?
Well, you know how it is. There's more men. But no, I have a great respect for women. Actually, I must say.
Me too.
After all,
I love them.
on my third marriage, so I've learned a bit.
I mean, I think they're strong enough. I mean, my wife's built like one of those Russian shot putters. You know, she looks like an East European hammer thrower. She'd be, not sure she'd get her fat ass in the car, but she'd certainly be able to drive it. She's got the strength to do it.
Yeah, but has she? It's the mental thing. I think really when the chips are really down, I think the mental strain is enormous. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Now I'd go the other way. I'd say that when the chips are down, and you know the strain. I actually find the women are stronger when the chips are down. I'd rather be stranded on a desert island with a woman than a man.
Oh, so would I. But we're not talking about that. What about concentration?
Into that one, didn't I?
Can women concentrate as well as men? I don't know, because that's a very important thing in racing. And I just don't know. I mean, I'm not really qualified to say, but I would have thought that there must be something which is more mental and physical, like concentration or something, because I think women certainly have the ability to drive. My sister was a terrific driver.
Of course.
Still is, I hope.
And Pat Moss, a famous rally driver. And I think also a truck driver as well.
She also, yes, she does drive a truck. She drives, well, a
do
truck.
my research,
She wouldn't like to call a truck. It's a horse box, really. But yes, no, but yes, she's very
it's
competent.
an HGV. It's
Yes,
not.
exactly.
It's not.
Oh no, sure.
It's not a Ford Anglia
But you
with
see,
a
driving an
one horse on the back.
HGV requires a certain skill.
Yes.
It doesn't require any brawn.
Right.
You know, I mean, because now they're so beautiful to drive these trucks.
Yeah. Well, look, let's really try and make headline news and get every feminist in the world chasing us and petrol bombing us and being offended by us, because we've had a go at women. Let's think about women on the road.
If they give a signal, you know one thing: the window's open. That's what they say. There are all sorts of dreadful stories about women, because I am a fan of them, honestly. Oh, if she puts her hand out, maybe she's drying her nail polish. You know, there's all these different things. But I must say, you can't say that necessarily if there's an accident a woman's at fault.
No.
But because a woman, there are less ladies driving than men, I suppose they stand out more. But and I do think and I do agree there are some appalling women drivers, but my God, there's some dreadful men drivers too.
You know what it means, of course, if she drops her nail file, don't you?
No.
It means she's having an orgasm. Anyway, I just probably pushed it a bit too far there. We pushed right out the four corners of the envelope. But let me. It's funny. I was in the States recently, and like I said, I've got nothing against women. I love women. I'm 100% heterosexual. See how I struggled there to say that?
Yes.
But I noticed in the States that the women drivers were terrible. And when I glanced up in my mirror a couple of times and saw people tailgating me, when I saw people flying across roads, they pulling out, I was actually saying to myself, I bet that's a woman. And sure enough, 9 times out of 10 I was right. There was something very peculiarly bad.
You see a lot more women
drivers
on the roads in America than here, to start with.
Maybe that's
and
it.
B, don't you think the general standard of driving is pretty bad?